Welcome back to the By Design Show. I'm your host, Ronnie Knuckles, and we have been on a long break. I think we may have mentioned it at some point, but our offices got flooded. I was in the gym one day, walked out. We had like 3 inches of standing water in our office. And so since then, we have moved to a new office in Mount Washington, Kentucky, and we have been under full-scale renovations. And it has taken up a ton of our time. We didn't expect it to take this long, but we're finally getting to a place where, we're really close to completion. And we have also recently went to the Dumpster Rental Expo in Ponder, Texas, just north of Fort Worth. And so in the middle of all of that, we had to kind of pause unexpectedly from the podcast. We were actually just getting back into the swing of things, and then God had different plans for us. So my voice is still not 100%, so I'm working through that. I'm sure you can probably tell by listening to it. When we were in Texas at the Dumpster Expo, we recorded a podcast. They had a podcast booth set up. The audio was a little bit crazy. We were in kind of a metal room, and the show was going on behind us, so bear with us with the audio. Tim has been editing it and trying to make it right, but I thought it was a really good show. We had Dylan Dunne with Rhino Solutions, about an hour north of Fort Worth. He's in like Decatur, Texas area. And then we had our other client, Tristan Sadoski with Sadoski Dumpster Rentals and Cougar Dumpsters. Sadoski's in like Whitney, Texas, and Cougar is in Waco, Texas. So we had both of those guys on the show, and we kind of talked through what the Dumpster Expo was like real time and the value that was there. And a lot of that stuff we're probably going to be talking about over the next, several months. We were working with a new coach that we met there. There's a lot of cool stuff that came out of that show. And last year we brought on like 12 clients from the show. This year already, we've signed up 5, and we have about 40 people to follow up with. So the show's always really good with us. Good for us, and it's a good opportunity for us to introduce our services at Spear Crest Digital, and also get poured into as well. Josh Roman and all of the people involved in that, they put in a lot of work to make sure that the show adds great value, and it does, whether you're a vendor or whether you're a dumpster rental business owner looking on how to scale and grow your business or optimize your business. So there's a lot of good value that way. So the following episode is really just a conversation between Dylan and Tristan and Tristan. See, I say Tristan all the time. He gets on me for it. Tristan. This is just an episode of us kind of shooting the breeze, talking about the show. I think I say this in the show, but if you haven't made it to the Dumpster Expo, you need to try to come next year. It's usually in November. It is very powerful. There's a lot of great vendors. The speakers that Josh lines up are incredible. Take time, invest into your business, come down there, learn from some other people, get some cool resources. You're going to make your money back. You are definitely going to make your money back. So take some time to come down there next year. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Welcome back to the By Design Podcast. I'm your host, Ronnie Knuckles, and today we are at the Dumpster Expo here in Ponder, Texas. I've got Tristan to my right, your left, maybe. I'm not sure how this is going to look. Either way, Tristan is with Sadoski Dumpsters in Whitney, Texas, and Hillsboro, Texas area, and he also has Cougar Dumpster Rentals in just north of Waco, China Springs, Waco area. And then to my left, I got my dog, Dylan Dunne with Rhino Solutions, and you guys have a wide service area, but Decatur, Texas, Justin, Texas, where we're at right now.
That's the west side of DFW.
There you go, the west side of DFW.
Yeah, this right here is like the center of our radius.
Perfect. So, anyway, I wanted to really just bring you guys on and kind of talk about the show. I think this year seems like it's going better than last year.
Yeah.
You
I was here 2023 when it first started.
Okay.
I didn't be able to make it last year.
And I know you helped with the setup.
23, 24, and 25. Well, I didn't help set up 23.
Gotcha. You did last year and this year.
And this year, yeah. And it's crazy to see how much it's grown every year. I mean, this is only year 3, and I think last year doubled the first year, and this year think we're going to be probably pretty close to double. I know we've got double the vendors this year than we had even last
a lot of
year.
vendors.
Yeah, a lot of vendors.
I like this arena too, like where they.
Yes.
Where they set it up at.
Still got a good breeze, but we're in the shade.
Yeah, that feels
Yeah.
good.
All of us had weird sunburns last year, just on the left side.
Dude, I was sweating my freaking butt off. I'm like, this is great. I mean, it was great for our business.
Well, and all the vendors were in the sun.
Yeah.
Y'all were on the sunny
On the
side.
backside.
Yeah.
Getting
Oh,
cooked.
dude. Oh, it was hot, bro. And I was sweating through my jeans. But yeah, no, I mean, it's, I told Josh, I said, I think you're going to be about, 50%, 75% bigger this year. But the flow of how everything is going seems a lot like they're getting that ironed out. The
It's a lot more
organization of it.
organized for sure.
Yeah.
Well, in the past, we kind of had vendor alley over on
Yeah.
the side, and then the stage was the center. And so I like this one, how we've got the walking path through there. You kind of get around and see everybody. Some of that helped. Like, I know Josh been to a lot of expos. We were at Waste Expo this year, and kind of running through there, kind of looking at the layout. And it's like, okay, we could do this and make it flow. Almost force you to walk through the vendors.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
come in over here, the stage on the far end. You can't help but see all the cool
You have
stuff.
to go through 'em,
You don't accidentally miss vendors. You
Right.
can pretty much walk right through everybody.
Yeah, last year we had it was like people were like, "Oh, I saw you guys at the show," and I'm like looking through all our notes. I'm like, "We never talked." They're like, "No, I just saw you back there."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "This year they have, you don't have to talk to us, but you got to at least walk by."
Walk
us.
by,
And
yeah,
if
you-
you got a question, you're probably going to ask it. So, well, that's how we met. Last year
Yeah.
was at the show.
Yep.
So, as a
And it's cool. You're more likely to converse when we're in the shade. You're not standing out in
right.
the sun baking. Everybody would find a shady spot to stand, which didn't necessarily put you in front of vendors.
yeah, they wouldn't come into our tent to get the shade. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
The sun was beaming.
Especially
in,
by
all
day
the-
two. Everybody's burnt from the day before, and now you're really standing in the shade. So no, I think this being covered is awesome.
Yeah, it
I think
is.
we're gonna have to find a bigger spot next year, though.
Well, I've heard some rumors. So I'm not going to drop any of that, but that
I
would
have
be.
to. I'm not saying
Hopefully it's got shade.
They don't have shade
don't
right
have
now. Maybe even AC. But
Yep.
anyway, no, man, the atmosphere here has been good. I've really enjoyed it. We have a lot of dumpster rental people that listen to our podcast, and I know that a couple of them are here that I've met. Cody with American out of Conway, Arkansas. He's here.
Yes.
Obviously you guys are here. I don't know if y'all listen to the show, but we have some, in Canada and New
Yeah.
York, stuff that tune in.
I haven't listened to everything, but I do listen
Oh,
sometimes.
Yeah, I listen to quite a bit.
You're fired. No, I'm just kidding.
Fired. Well, it's even the YouTube videos. A lot of times when I'm driving, I'll put them on, just listen to stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I try to kind of keep up with whatever everybody's up
You got a
to.
lot of
And,
different people to keep up with in this industry. That,
yeah.
you know.
Yep. And just I've got other podcasts. Like Keaton was talking about that he used Andy Frisella as a mentor, and
Love
actually
Frisella.
Andy's mentor is who Keaton originally was his first official
Oh.
mentor.
Who's that?
I can't remember
Is
his
that Tim
name.
Grover? Maybe?
I don't remember now.
I don't know.
But it's kind of like I listen to a lot of their podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to mix everything in,
I know, dude. I get it. And I'm no Andy.
especially when you got to stop your phone's ringing.
yeah. Yeah. You're trying to book a dumpster and,
Yeah.
and get hyped. No, I get it. But, if you're listening and you're not here and you own a dumpster business, man, you need to make the effort to get here next year. And there are a lot of vendors, but, I mean, just the talk from Keaton.
Yeah.
I mean, he had Brian, my ads guy. He had him crying, dude. And then he's like trying to tell me the story. He started crying, trying to tell me. And I'm like, you're not going to just get that value
No.
anywhere at any kind of event. And so what Josh has built, what you guys have helped build here, it adds real value because we're a marketing agency, but we can take value back.
Oh, yeah.
Just by coming and visiting, it's going to be worth whatever the investment is to get down here.
Well, that was year one. We had the YouTube speakers. So we did Josh, Clayton,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
John Cook,
Max.
and Brock.
Max Cove.
Yeah.
Well, Joe emceed it.
Oh,
And yes, he had Brock, Josh Clayton, and John Cook all on the stage. Was a gooseneck trailer.
Yep.
So to seeing it, we had this stage last year too, but bringing in people from outside the industry to speak business.
Yeah.
And then I know Keaton does a lot with business stuff,
Yeah.
and I follow Keaton. And so some of what he'd said I've heard before, little parts of it, but it was funny. He didn't attack the business side of things. He came after everybody on a
Individual
personal level. Fix your life.
Right.
Start with your marriage and your home life, and take care of your health, and everything else will follow.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of funny. I mean, it does make sense. I'm sure we've all seen that at some point in our lives. Even like when he gets on me all the time, Sorry, she's not on camera, but
No, it's fine.
because I've let my health go the last couple years. I quit working out. I eat when I can, whatever. But 2 years ago, I was in the best shape of my life.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to feel it, and she's like, you need to go to the gym. And she'll prep all my food, and I don't stop long enough to heat it up and eat it. And I know that does affect, like he was saying, your energy. You're running at 50%, so everything gets 50% energy because that's all you've got. And that made a lot of sense. That kind of did hit me. I need to get back on that. I need to work on my sleep schedule better. I need to, the mental health. Man, I need to drop my phone sometimes and just, it's okay. If I miss a call, I might miss a job, but I need that mental health. It gets overwhelming at times with no days off. I mean, I've sold dumpsters at 10 o'clock on Sunday night. I mean, my phone rings, I answer it. I don't ever check out. And I feel that. Like, he called me out on it, indirectly today. I'm like, yep, okay. I definitely got some things to work on.
Yeah. I mean, I relate. You and I kind of talked about that yesterday. We both dropped a bunch of weight, I think about the same time.
Yep.
And then we come back this year and we both look about the same. I'm like, dang, boy, it's been a rough. I mean, it's been good.
It's been a good year.
Business has been good, but it's like,
Right.
at what cost, though? And that's a lesson, I think, as entrepreneurs. It's hard. It's a hard lesson to learn. And sometimes you got to learn at the cost of your mental health.
Right. Well, like Keaton said, losing his dad due to working so hard and not taking care of himself. I'm like, I could easily see myself doing that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of entrepreneurs can do that.
Yeah, for legal reasons, I won't go into details on here. This is recorded, but I've worked longer hours than I should. But I came from the oil field. I ran heavy records. I've been a truck driver. I'm used to 80, 100 hours a week is normal.
Yeah. And you look down on people who don't work 80.
Yeah, that's when guys like, man, I worked 55 hours. Like, I remember my first part-time job, But I know it's hard on me, though, and it is at what expense, Is she going to be a widow at 50, because I just ran myself on the ground.
And that's all for nothing.
I don't think
Right.
we're going to let that happen.
Maybe, we'll see. But, yeah, I mean, he definitely, it was not what I expected. I thought it was going to be more business and not fix your life in general. Business will follow. I'm like, a lot of us probably need to hear that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Especially the owner-operators. We will run ourselves in the ground.
Yeah, and he got up there, and the first thing he said was, he said, I'm going to say all this, but you actually have to do something.
Yeah.
You can't just hear it and feel good. You got to actually go take action on it.
Yep.
And that's something that we talk about internally a lot. Tristan, he's staying with us.
Okay.
So he's gotten this seat behind the curtain at Spear Crest.
Yeah.
And it's like anytime we have a client that's struggling, it's that client won't do. They like to think that they're doing it. And then they'll say, man, I'm just not getting any traction. And I'm like, you haven't gotten a review on your Google Business Profile in 8 months. Like, why not? Well,
You can tell them that you're talking about me. You can
I
say.
got one like 2 months ago.
I actually got one like a week ago.
Did
I
you?
traded some extra
I get
days for it.
notifications. So if I start seeing notifications, them notifications slide, I start telling Dakota, hey, you tell them get on the reviews.
Dakota gets on me. He's like, hey, like you need to post something on Facebook.
Yeah, that's
He's
hard.
like, he's like
Yeah.
2-3 times a week would be cool. He's like, once a month I'd be happy. I haven't put anything on there since June. I haven't put anything on my business Facebook since June.
Well, I ain't trying to rip y'all out. Right here, okay? I'm just saying. But it's hard as a business owner. You're trying to wear 15 hats. And you got 15 things to
Yes.
juggle. And you like to come in here. And same for me. I like to hear those things because it's a reminder of where I'm lacking. But I got to remember when I get back home, if I don't want to feel like he's talking to me next year, I better get on the ball this year.
It was funny, like he said. He's like, you can know what you need to do, but if you don't do it, and we talked about that last night,
Yeah.
was I know how to get in shape. I know how to take care of my health. I know how to lose weight. I could do it in weeks.
Yeah.
I just don't
Hard
make it a
part's waking up
priority.
and doing it.
I don't make it a priority, and that was the first thing he said, your health. I'm like, dang it. All right.
Well, we got a mutual friend in Daniel, and that was something that he talked about a lot, even on our episode. He said, I didn't make my health a priority until I had to.
Yeah.
And he said, and now I wish I would have. And we all love Daniel, but that is the epitome of what Keaton's trying to get us to avoid, and what Daniel preaches.
Yeah.
Like, hey, start eating healthy now. Don't wait until you get backed into a corner
Yep.
and you got no choice. And
That's exactly, the same thing, because I was Daniel when we were in Vegas. That's what he kept saying. He's like, I should have been eating like this for years, and I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in. He's like, and I feel better anyways. And that's when, Keaton talking about the guy and his wife, and finally fixing it at the end. And that's Daniel like had to get sick to then take his health serious. And it's like we all know what we need to do, but he just kind of called us out on doing it.
Yeah, it's all about taking the action. So, but no, outside of the show, Each one of you guys are clients of ours, and both of y'all are in Texas. I've got some that aren't from Texas, but, when in Texas, bring your Texas clients on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
So, I wanted to kind of talk to you guys individually a little bit, because one thing that I suck at and that I need to get better at, by the way, my voice is completely gone to anybody listening. I'm doing my best. But I suck at asking our clients to tell us what their experience has been like. Because, like on Facebook, we'll get tagged a lot by you guys, or you might drop our name on a podcast, which is, I love it, dude. That's like where we get most of our business. But we don't ever, because I don't want to bother people. You know what I mean? But it's part of being a business owner. If you get somebody that enjoys your service, you need to ask them to, hey, would you mind talking about that?
Yeah.
All right.
And so we're here, and I wanted to kind of seize the opportunity. You guys have been successful in our service. So not everybody can say that. We're not perfect. We're not the best that's ever done it. But, we try really hard, and we stand behind what we do. And so I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about what your experience has been like. So I'll start with you, since you're sitting on the right. But how long you been with us?
So I started in April of this
Okay.
year. So what is that? 7 months? 7 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So 7 months now. And what really got me to go with you guys is you actually turned me down on my first business.
I remember that. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. So I'm from a small area, and you're like, so I get calls all the time. I'm sure you do, from SEO companies, and we can give you the world. We'll give you this many leads every day.
Yeah.
And I've worked with other SEO agencies in the past. I just wasn't getting results. So for someone to be truthful and be like, hey, like, this one's not ready yet.
Yeah.
Basically like that. And then I wanted to start the Cougar dumpsters in Waco, Texas, because like I said, I'm from a small area and I need a bigger population in order to grow. I don't want to be stuck at 10 dumpsters. I want to get up to 30, 40 like you, Josh, and you guys. And that's whenever we started doing the Cougar dumpsters, and
Yeah.
I've added, I think, 7 dumpsters since then, and business has been good. I've actually got a driver now. Like, I'm hardly ever in the truck, just taking the calls and being able to spend time with my family. So
Yeah.
it's been a real pleasure.
You've got 3 small ones too.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
I've got 3 kids.
And that's what we love to do, man. It's like when people can get themselves in a place where they get to spend more time with their family, because that's what we want ourselves.
Yep.
So when we can get our clients there, it's a win for everybody. And some people want to be on the trucks. Like I got guys like, I don't ever want to get off the truck. I'm like, it's fine. I'm gonna keep your ass running.
Yeah, I want to get back in it whenever it keeps growing.
Yeah.
It'll be
But
soon.
yeah, you talked about that, and your Hillsboro. So Sadoski
Yeah.
is dominating.
Oh, yeah.
Doing really well. And then we're starting to work on the Cougar side, which we've talked about over the last few days.
Yes, sir.
Kind of what our plan will be there. But it's been cool to see,
Oh, yeah, man.
and honestly, when I turned you down, here's my thing, man. There's a lot of agencies out there that I don't even think, I think they're well-intentioned. Like, I don't think that they're trying to do anything bad, but they're scared to tell people no because they want that money.
Whenever you did that, I remember going to my dad, and I was like, man, this guy actually told me no. Like, I've never heard that from any SEO company. All these marketing companies, they're selling you the pipe dream, all this, and it's been an awesome experience. And y'all also are constantly in contact with me. Any of the other ones I've ever worked with, I had to call. I had to, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Y'all are constantly giving me emails, calling me on the phone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hell, you were texting me about the Kentucky football game.
Yeah,
a
I
couple
mean,
weeks ago. And that's what I like. I
Yeah.
want a relationship with our clients.
Yeah.
And no, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you've enjoyed the service. We try, and that's my point. Like, I think a lot of agencies, they have good intentions, but the execution really comes through communication.
Yeah.
And I think, like, you might be able to find an agency out there who, I don't know everything there ever was to know about digital marketing. But the communication piece is where people are like, I just want to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
And that's where bringing Dakota in,
Oh, yeah.
and he's a talker, boy. He
Oh,
loves
man.
to talk. And
Talks like crazy.
he does.
It's good, though.
He does. But that's good because people need to know what's going on. So that's been a big benefit to the service, man.
Y'all do a great job at keeping everything personal as well. Like, I almost feel like family. Like, I just met y'all the other day in person. It's like I've known y'all for years. And Like, so
Try to be real with people.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful though, dude. I'm gonna get a lawsuit. We get no, I'm just kidding. So, and then You've been with us for about
January.
January.
We did the website in January. SEO started
in
February.
So y'all were pretty close at
Right.
the same time. And then for whoever's listening, Tristan's about an hour 30 south of Dallas.
Yes.
And Dylan is about
I'm an
40
hour
minutes
north of Fort Worth.
north of Fort Worth. Okay, hour. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, same part of the country technically, but two really completely different markets.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, Dallas is huge. The Fort Worth is huge. But when you came on, you'd worked with one of the bigger, kind of well-known software companies. I don't want to call
Yeah.
nobody out.
With the trash website and
Yeah, we took over the website,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
I know you were a little bit apprehensive, but you know it's a big investment to come on with an agency.
well, I'm just very ignorant when it comes to technology. Social media, I scroll more than I interact. As far as the websites, the only reason I even had a website is because it came with the software that we started with, and then I wouldn't even had a website. Dealing with Google, the ads, talking to guys and hearing what they spend on, their monthly ads. I'm like, there's no way like that.
I know.
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
And so I never cared about the online. Like, I'm gonna go knock on doors. I'm gonna shake hands. I'm gonna pull in a construction site and figure out who's in charge. And that was my guerrilla marketing, I guess. I'm going, beating on doors. I don't care if you find me on Google. And then I did get one of the phone calls with the voice search stuff for all that crap. I got for a few $100s on that at the beginning, and so I was like, man, I don't care if people find me online. I don't want online orders. I want somebody to call me. Hey, you found my business card in a gas station somewhere, So I'll put them on bulletin boards everywhere, and call me. Let's talk. And I feel like I closed the deal on there. I've always felt if somebody goes to my website and they're price shopping, they're not gonna call me. They're not gonna book me because I'm not gonna be the cheapest guy. Yeah. Get me on the phone. Let's talk. You're gonna like me.
Right.
We're gonna close this.
Yeah.
And so I never really went with the online. I wanted to talk to people in person or on the phone. But I just know that in today's age, that's part of it.
Yeah.
And so finally it was like, all right, we did better last year than I expected to do last year. I had goals for this year. I was like, all right, I need to add, if I want to grow, I need to have other ways of getting work, basically. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to give this a shot. If it doesn't work, I'll just quit. And it was a big investment. And doing it in the winter time, too. Like, January was my worst month in 2 years. Yeah. And I'm like, sure, let's go spend some money.
And y'all had a bad winter for the first time in
forever, too. But it was like, I need to do it now so that by the busy season, it's already kind of starting to work. And I know that, y'all even warned, hey, it might be a couple months, don't panic. It takes me to get this ball rolling. And so it's that kind of sweating it. All right, a few months I can eat this and, we'll deal with it. I want to say it was March or April. I got 2 big jobs. April.
It was April. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, I landed 2 pretty big jobs.
Matter of fact, I think I remember the date.
I
don't know why.
So I don't.
I think it was about the 14th of April.
But ended up one of them lasted for months. The other one should have, but they had an issue, had to shut down. And when they come back to town to finish, they're supposed to get back with us. But it being really big jobs, and I was like asking, hey, how'd you hear about us? Because if somebody referred them, I want to send somebody a message. Hey, dude, thanks for the referral, or kind of. What gas station I need to go put a new business card in because they took mine.
It works.
Kind of like that. But I was like, hey, we found you on Google. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, that's new. I'm not used to that. Yeah. And so I remember those stuck out and ended up being pretty big jobs. And okay, they've already paid for themselves for the next 6 months now.
Yep.
Yeah. On 2-3 months in.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, this does really work. And so that's like, okay, I never thought about canceling again. Yep. That whole first couple months, like, I don't know if I can afford this. But that immediately just proved like, no, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, this does really matter. It does work. And obviously don't land big jobs all the time on there, but I have gotten some good relationships with some contractors, some house flippers that did find me on Google. And a lot of times it's because they're a Fort Worth company. They got people they call down there, but when they get up my way,
they're not really who to call.
So they Google it. Yeah. Well, now I run their jobs in Fort Worth too, and just build that relationship. So it's really, so it might not all be, huge jobs, but it has turned into some really good customer long-term relationship stuff. I say long-term, for months we've been working together now.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, it's not honestly, dude, like, you have a lot of room to grow. We just talked about, I'm not going to spill all your beans, but we're making some adjustments to get you guys where you're more centralized into where you want to be, where there's some higher populations. And so you have a lot of opportunity even still to scale it. You said you're getting somewhere probably around 45, 60 leads a month or so.
Yeah.
Which, as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty good. I mean, we have some that are getting like 200, 250, which is where I want you to be.
But I'm also not in a real high population area.
Populated area. Right. And so, you know, the win for us is when I got a guy that goes, you know, hey, dude, I was sold out in October. I broke a record. And I just got one can back. I got one can, which is what you told me last
I was saying, like, this is all the same stuff I just told you.
Yeah. But to me,
I've been sold out for almost 6 weeks.
That's the joy. That's the joy in this marketing game. And if you can't, I think part of the problem is if you're just chasing that dollar and you're not like, you can't get excited about when your clients are sold out, then you miss the fun of it.
And we would say being sold out too, so that's the thing I'm going to point out. When we started working together, beginning of this year, I think I'm 2 cans shy of tripling my inventory this year.
Wow.
And doubling the trucks and stuff. So to be sold out right now is a lot better than when because I was sold out in February too.
Yeah.
But now I'm running almost 3 times the volume.
Yeah, so it's like a 3. You're sold out at 300% the volume.
Right. That was, I mean, without going into numbers, if somebody wants to go look at old podcasts with Josh, I did give numbers. I think they're still in there. He deleted some of them. But from 23 to 24, I doubled. So my goal this year was to double it.
Yeah.
But it happened quick as far as buying the inventory and it selling out. I thought I was going to sit in the yard.
Yeah.
I bought dumpsters to be ready for summer, and I never had any in inventory. I was like, I need 10 more, all right, and pick them up from Keystone, send them right to jobs. And I'm like, I'm still sold out. So I mean, it was great. But yeah, my goal was to double this year. We actually have tripled.
That's awesome. Man.
So I mean, tripled my inventory, tripled our revenue, and I mean, some of that is referrals, repeat customers, but a lot of it, like I said, last year I wasn't. I didn't have any online presence at all. So I do think that that's definitely contributed to be able to, sell 3 times the dumpsters, keep them out on jobs.
Yeah, I mean, if I could take credit for all of it, I would, but I had we have a guy in Kentucky who I use as a referral a lot, but same kind of situation. He if you're not boots on the ground though, like if you're not doing what you were doing, putting stuff in gas stations, and if you're not willing to do those things, you can throw money at us all day and it'll never move the needle. But you got to be the type of person that's willing to hustle. And so like you guys are good examples of clients that do well because they understand that they actually have to work, and it's like I talked about it last year when I did my speech. It's kind of like a perfect union. If you have someone that's willing to hustle and then we can handle the stuff that's behind the scenes, online, and those two things come together and then you're up 300%.
Right.
But it's not like a jolt, it's like it's like a kind of a smooth acceleration.
And this year actually did do that really smooth. It was like I said, sold out, okay, let's get some more cans. Immediately sold out, okay, let's get some more. But it wasn't like it didn't hit one month, it ramped up all year. Yeah. September slowed down for us. Right. I think I brought almost a third of our stuff sat for about a month in the yard.
Yeah.
I'd still turn stuff, but about a third of our inventory was in September. And then
September was a little slow for me too. October was jam-packed though.
September was crazy slow, and everybody was getting nervous.
That's why I was like, winter's hitting early.
When Dakota starts coming in my office saying, "Man, they said they were slow," and that happens more than once or twice, I'm thinking it's a market.
Yeah, and that's I even talked to Bram, and Keystone said that this September was actually a lowest sales month for them in the last 2 years.
Really?
So like even the sales went down. Yeah. Like it was weird. Everybody.
Yeah.
I guess if we're not if we're not renting dumpsters, we're not buying dumpsters.
Yeah. All the kids are just getting into school. That always slows down.
The middle of August is kind of normal, but like that one lasted like 6 weeks before everybody get nervous.
And it was everywhere, which is usually like, you can kind of pick the country apart. Like if Kentucky's slow, Tennessee's slow, Missouri's slow, Indiana's slow.
Yeah.
And Texas might be booming.
Right.
But if Texas is slow, usually Florida's slow, Georgia's slow. Right. You can kind of you get
regions
all kind of regionally slow. But this September, everybody was slow. I mean, from Canada to here, and I was like, "Is it us? What are we doing?" And then we got to October, and everything got quiet, and I'm like, "Well, it must have just been the market.
Yeah,
the market must have just whatever was going on in September just slowed everything down. So
I did want to hit on the, like he had mentioned, the personal side of things too. That was one of those,
yeah,
for us just meeting at the event last year and our few, phone conversations. And then, now I talk to Dakota most of the time, but,
by the way, you text me.
yeah, but I'm saying, he's the one that, hey man, it's time for our meeting again. What works good for you?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
crap, dude, I don't have a good time. Just call me whenever's good for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. We'll talk for 20, 30 minutes before we ever get into business stuff. Just, hey, how's it going? He knows we've been dealing with a lot of stuff with our dog this year, and it's like that'd be the first thing. Hey, how's Sarge doing? Like, knows my dog's name, knows everything that's been going on, and like kind of.
Dude, he told me about all that.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, man.
It's been a handful.
He's good at what he does.
We'll talk about family and all that, the dogs and what's happening, and then it's like, okay, well, I guess let's talk about business. Here's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
But even like y'all called me about that suggestion. Hey, do you mind if we make this change? I think it'll really help. Like, I thought everything was going fine. Whatever y'all need to do, you're the pros. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But just knowing that, like you said, y'all are doing the behind the scenes stuff. You're looking at the numbers, the statistics, the reviews, the calls. Stuff I don't pay attention to at all. I don't notice. But knowing that y'all are working on that when I'm not even thinking about it, it's kind of nice too.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Well, it's something that those were hard lessons that we have learned over the years. And everything that we do now is really a result of getting our teeth kicked in by not doing things, not with ill intention, just we weren't thinking about what do people actually care about? Well, obviously they want the phone.
Right.
That's a no-brainer, but that ain't enough. People want to know that we're actually doing stuff behind the scenes, and they also want to know that we actually care about them, because we do. I mean, you've been with us. We talk about our clients. I mean,
what's one of those? I can see y'all if we're not calling and complaining, then I can see complacency. Like, hey, if the customer's happy, cool, leave it alone.
Yeah.
But knowing that y'all are like, hey, I think we can do better. Hold on, we need to change this. Look, if you could really send some pictures, post a lot.
Yeah.
And then talking about the area, the address. Where I want to be. So try to, what my options are to rank in the areas I want to rank in.
I got to get an address.
yeah.
But yeah, just knowing that y'all, like I said, when that's not going through my head, you plant that seed. Like, hey, can we work on this? What do you want? Like I said, just knowing that y'all are trying to do better for me than I'm not even thinking about it. And y'all are working on it. Does mean a lot.
It could be easy to sit back and go, well, he ain't calling, he's good.
Right.
We've made that mistake.
That's what I mean, I guess, and then wait for me to call them. Okay, yeah, well, we could change this and make it better. Like,
hey, man,
you're proactive.
But yeah, because the reality is, when that happens, when that thought does cross your mind,
I'm already ticked off.
well, maybe not ticked off, but eventually you're going to go, wait a minute, why aren't they thinking of this?
Yeah.
And so for us, it's
Right.
like we got to be different, and that's how we're different. And Dakota does an excellent job with it. And he's a talker, and I'm a talker, but I'm a little bit more slow paced. And when I brought him on, I thought, oh boy, he's gonna talk people out of the room. People love him, and I'm like, hey
awesome.
man, keep doing your thing, because he cares about people.
Yeah.
You're a Mavs fan, and
Yeah,
he was
man.
like, dude, let's send Tristan a Mavs jersey.
Yeah, he
I'm
sent me a
like,
Cooper
bro, I'm
Flag
giving
jersey.
him a $90 jersey, and he's like, well, I already bought it, so it's on the way out.
Yeah.
Like, all right, whatever.
I think he felt bad for me.
with Luka trade, it killed you out. But those little actions have made a huge difference for us, man. And I think it's a mistake we make not asking people to talk about that for us, because a lot of people are looking for an agency. They've been burned, or they don't want to get burned. And I think what sets us apart is our ability to communicate. So I appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
And by the way, I didn't pay them to say this stuff.
It's taking a big pressure off of me, because with other SEO agencies, I was constantly just worrying, like, am I really getting what I'm paying for?
Yeah.
See, I heard all those horror stories.
Yeah,
and
man, it was.
Well, you told them to me when we were at the show last year, and I'm like, I promise we're not going to be there.
That's what I was like. I got guys that have tried multiple companies, spent thousands and thousands, and got nothing.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'll just not spend my money and not get nothing. I can keep my money and get the same results. Cool. So that's why I was just kind of leery of even doing SEO to begin with. And like I said, I didn't even know what SEO was, so I started this industry and people were talking about it. Like, I'm not a computer guy, technology, like.
Well, it's changing a lot, man, and that's something I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Everybody, SEO's dead, AI is going to kill SEO, and I'm like, no, it's actually making it way better, because now there's more of a need for it. And I'll talk more about it tomorrow, but we're looking at AI. It's called zero-click searches now. So like with the AI overviews and AI mode.
Okay.
So if you go to Google now, and it's not in every market, but if you did like a Fort Worth search, you'll see the AI overview.
Right.
Then the Google guaranteed ads, then the pay-per-click ads, then the maps. So AI overview is becoming a priority for Google. Well, how do you rank in that? Good SEO.
Yeah.
And so for us, it's actually a benefit because
Okay.
it gives us the opportunity to get our clients over paid ads. And so the game changes all the time. And I think good agencies are the ones that are kind of always staying ahead of what's the next algorithm change, or okay, AI is out. How do we leverage that for our clients' benefit? And having Tim and Brian and Dakota in the office where they can, because I don't have the time all day to be out there like, how do I, they can go, hey, dude, this is a priority. We need to be figuring out how to get this done.
Right.
Has given us the ability to kind of get that next step. You know, outside of the communication, from a technical aspect, having those guys in the back corner quietly saying, hey, we need to be ahead of this, has been a huge benefit. And
Well,
I think that helps with,
Yeah.
you know, kind of your point. Some of these other agencies, again, they want to get you results, but
Right.
you got to have a team working together in today's world because there's so much information, so many things to
Well,
do.
it's like Keaton talking about us being our own biggest roadblocks. I figured that out last year because I was like, I don't want to pay somebody else. I can do it myself. And hiring somebody this year, I've had decent growth this year.
Yeah.
And it's like, I actually hired 2 guys. One didn't work out. So
about that guy.
I'm going to hire another one. Probably hoping to hire 2 next year or by spring.
Yeah.
But the fact that you haven't tried to do everything yourself or with 1 or 2 guys, the fact that you have a team to stay on top of it gets us better service too.
Exactly. It was a hard lesson learned.
Yeah.
Because my junk removal company, that was not the case.
Right.
I was doing everything. I could do it. And I could technically do it, but it sucked. It was at 50%, you
Right.
know? And
Yeah.
then once I got out of the way and hired Tim and he took over the junk removal side, it's fine. No
Yep.
problem. And as a business owner, those are lessons we got to, but there's a risk involved, you know, to
Definitely.
get out of the way. It's risky. And, you know, Spear Crest is my baby.
Yep.
So to bring them guys in, I'm like, you were going to do this. You better not say that. You better. And now I've learned to just back off
Yeah.
and let them do their thing. And they're going to make mistakes. But I'd rather them try and make a mistake than me have my thumb on their
Yeah, you got to
Right.
delegate.
Right.
And that was when I hired the driver first. Like, I always answered the phone. I was the guy on site. The customers talked to me on the phone, talked to me in person, dealt with me directly. I'm so worried about giving up control. Now there's like job sites. I don't know what they look like. I have no idea where the job's at. Customers I've never met. Talked to them on the phone. But yeah, that was always hard for me to give up that control. So I could imagine on something where I can call a customer and, hey, new driver, what'd you think? Everything good? Just want feedback. And I did that a lot when he first started. Just like my existing customers. Hey, just let me know.
I did that with, I don't know if you remember when Dakota started, I called
Yeah.
you and asked you
Yep.
a couple times how he was doing.
But
you gotta do.
that was one of the things, yeah, definitely trying to figure out how to let go of that control. But as soon as I had help, I was able to, one, service more customers. I could work on the business a little bit more. And yeah, that's one of those weird growth deals on a new company too.
It's
That
the next level.
Yeah.
Every level's got its own challenges.
Yeah.
And that level where you have other people that you rely on is kind of it's the next level up from
Yeah.
where you've been the guy controlling it. And it has, I mean, managing people is, in my experience, has been the hardest part. of the 2 businesses that I've been.
It's
a part
scary.
Yeah.
It's scary. There's liability,
but
but the reward
Yeah.
is
Helps you
way
grow.
greater. You know, so it's.
but those being that bottleneck, if I wouldn't have hired somebody, I wouldn't have grown. If I wouldn't have paid somebody for SEO, like I said, I don't even post on Facebook, so my online presence would still be garbage.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was being my own bottleneck by not hiring you guys or hiring somebody, you know, but to take care of that. And I think that, you know, my first couple years of hearing all the horror stories,
Yeah.
and stuff, so I didn't do anything. Now I'm like, man, I wish I'd have done this sooner because I could be so much further ahead into, you know,
Right.
the
Yeah.
work. So if you're thinking about it, just do it.
Yeah, just take some action.
Yeah.
I'm having an allergy attack right this moment. dude.
Good.
A little dusty around
Yeah,
here.
something got in my throat, but it died. But no, man. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest challenges. We can just be in our own way,
Yeah.
and you know, I like the fact that we can come in and we can take that off of people's plates. At least that one element. There is an element of trust. You know, I understand that, and you know, I'm just happy that Josh has been really, really good to us. You've been good to us, and Daniel's been good to us, and we've had a lot of opportunities to come in and help people. And I think it's great for us, but it's good for the industry to have a couple of different agency options out there.
Yeah.
Because there are some industries, dude, and we've tried to crack into them, but every agency is just raking people over the coals. But, you know, they have some raving fans, and so we just haven't gone down that path. But in the dumpster rental world, you guys have been gracious enough to give us the time to prove ourselves. And, you know, I'm very grateful for that. And hope that we can continue to, like, double down on it. You know, like this show last year was great for us. I think we brought on, like, 13 clients. It allowed us to hire Ryan and add ads in as a service. We would have never been able to do that without good clients that trusted us.
Right.
So they stuck around. They were like, look, I'm going
Well,
to
that's,
give you a shot. You know, I appreciate that.
How do I say this? Like, we're small guys.
Yeah.
I know that we're in the service industry, so I can't compete with the big companies necessarily on price or anything like that, but I can provide them great service. That's the best I'd offer. And I kind of get that same from y'all. Like, y'all aren't a huge company. Like I said, I mean, just a handful of y'all, and that's, you know, what doubled in the last year or so.
Yeah.
to get to the size.
Really?
So that was like, knowing y'all were kind of in the same boat as me, that every customer is important, that I knew even if you were still figuring it out, if you were still like, okay, let's try to see what works, you know, we're going to try this for a month or so, we might change it up. I felt that you had my best interest in mind, not the paycheck. Right. Yeah, there you go. How do you say that? Trying to figure out how to put that in words.
Yeah. You know, you're just a number. Or,
right.
You know, you just,
right.
I get it, man, and that's one of our advantages. That's the beauty of being where we're at, because we can spin quick. You know, like we're a big marketing agency. They don't care.
Right.
It's like, this is the price. This is what we do. If you don't like it, we don't care. Whereas for us, it's like, we got to pull our heads out of our freaking butts and help these people. But we are small enough right now where we can flex. And my intent behind this is actually when I was talking to Keaton. Keaton. What I was talking with Keaton about was, I don't want to lose that, and I want to get bigger, but I don't want to lose that caring about, you know, that your dog has a severe allergy thing going on, or that you're a Bass fan and that you got 3 small kids, and I don't want to lose that. So how do we keep that? And you know, by getting out of the way and allowing people to come in and maintain those relationships and trusting that they're going to, is how we're going to do that.
That's actually a good question. I hadn't, well, because that's my deal with growth. Like, eventually I want somebody to answer the phones. I'm already trying to get out of the truck.
Man.
And I'm like, giving up the phone will probably be the last thing that I do.
That's going to be the hardest to me is the phone.
Yeah, because you can make the sale.
Yeah.
You know, if I get on the phone, I'm going to lock these people down. Dude, for me, to let Dakota take a sales call, I thought I was going to, I have to walk out of the building every time still. Because he's like, I'll be in his butt. I'm like, oh, you need to say this, you need to say that. And he's like, get out of my office. And he does fine. He just does it a little bit different.
Yeah, that'll probably be the tough one. And just the customers that I know, you know, and I save, that's another thing, I don't know if it's right, wrong. But I save everybody's numbers in my phone. If we've done a job together, your number's saved in my phone.
Yeah.
So if you call me again, I'm going to answer the phone, I'm going to address you by name.
Right.
Josh is like, man, I got people that I've talked to for 2 years. I got to go back and look at text messages sometimes, figure out who that was. But, and there are times I might answer it by first name, and they're like, hey, I need another dumpster here. Cool. And I got to go look at messages or look them up in, you know, our software to figure out who I was just talking to. But I'm like, yeah, I'll get you take care of
that all the time.
Where am I taking a dumpster? But that service, I think, goes a long way, too. And if I gave the phones up to somebody else, I don't want, you know, just a generic.
Very salesy.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, that's a big thing for me, because I'm like, these people don't need you to sell them. You need to make sure that people trust you.
Yes. And
you're not going to be able to talk your way out of it. You know, so you gotta, and we have our own, you know, sale. And I'm still leading sales, but I've gotten to a point where I can say, hey, my voice is gone. I need you to take this call, this discovery call or whatever. And I just have to let him do it and get out of the way and know that he's got their best interest in mind, like I do. He might just say it differently.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a little bit more redneck than him. He's from the city and, you know, grew up in. But
Talks a lot faster.
Right. And I always tell him, like, dude, these dudes are blue collar workers, bro. You guys
Slow down.
down.
They didn't process that fast. Hold
Well,
on.
and I, you know, because I'm a slow talker, and I came from a blue collar background, so I kind of understand that. But you know what, man? He does fine. I just worry about it too much, and because people really don't, they're not over here like, man, that guy talks with. They're just like, can you do it or not?
Right.
And do you have my best interest in mind? And if you can convey those two things, I don't care how fast you talk.
Right.
You know, so. Well, man, I appreciate you guys taking some time. I know we're probably getting close. What are we at now?
42 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, we got 5 minutes. Our time slot ends at 2:30. So, I appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day. I just caught you outside. I was like, hey, dude, you want to go on a project real quick?
Sure.
So I appreciate you doing that, man. And I appreciate
Yes,
you.
sir.
And just Tristan is also. You guys are doing some demolition. And,
Yeah.
so we're working on that with him too. So
Yes,
a lot of
sir.
cool things coming up.
Yeah.
And I may start doing some video podcasts every now and then, and have you guys back on in a few months. Kind of recap how this went.
That's the first podcast I've ever done, so I was a little nervous.
I can tell you're nervous, but I figured you'd be all right. You did great, man.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you coming on and doing this with me. So,
Sir.
and I appreciate you. So we'll be back. Let's see. This will be dropping Monday, probably a couple weeks from now, and I'll make sure I share with you guys. And if you're listening to this show, please go share the show. We don't run ads to our show. This is all organic. We're going to grow this thing the same way we grew Spear Crest. So please go share the show. Go check out Rhino Solutions. Check out Dylan. Check out Tristan. Check out Cougar and Sadoski. And if you're in the dumpster business, just kind of go see what these guys have got going on. We built both their websites. And Dylan is, you kind of become a mentor in the space. And, you provide a lot of value to people. And so go check them out and be at the Dumpster Expo next year. Invest a couple grand to get down here from wherever you're at. You're going to get that back in your business from what you're going to learn here. So appreciate you guys listening. Thank you. We will see you on the next episode.